Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. I recently read that Prince George started to dance class at the age of 5, and that gave me an idea. How many royals have loved to dance both past and present? So we're going to find that out right now. We'll start with Prince George. He loves to dance. He attends the Thomas Battersea School in London, where there's a big focus on physical activities. In fact, it takes up as much as 20% of the student curriculum. Among the various activities that the young prince is taking part in, there is ballet training. The school has a live pianist to accompany the students as they dance, and George Cambridge, as he's known at school, is apparently enjoying his lessons. Prince George's love of dance should come as no surprise because there are others in the royal family who have loved or love dancing too. Princess Diana, George's grandmother, also loved to dance and loved ballet dancing too. As a child, young Diana Spencer studied ballet and dreamed of taking the stage with the Royal Ballet. Unfortunately, her height held her back because she eventually grew to nearly 5 feet 11. But her passion for dance remained even after she married Prince Charles in 1981. She was known for her generosity in supporting the English National Ballet, both as a private dancer and through fundraising efforts. In 1985, she surprised an audience, including the royal family, at the Royal Opera House with a 3-minute contemporary dance performance. With her friend and former ballet principal, Wayne Sleep, they danced to Billy Joel's song Uptown Girl. Originally, she had wanted to perform a ballet number with him, but he told her it would never work. He was 5 feet 2 and she was 5 feet 11. She wanted to surprise her husband, Prince Charles, and I guess she did. It's unclear if he was upset or just surprised. Esquire.com said that after 8 curtain calls, Diana was buzzing and wanted to do an encore. Sleep told her no, that his mantra was leave them wanting more. She then refused to bow to Prince Charles. According to Vulture, Sleep said, "You gotta bow to the prince." And she said, "No, I'm not bowing to him. He's my hubby." Sleep said that at the after party, he raised an eyebrow, you might say, Prince Charles that is, and it didn't go any further than that. And royal correspondent Richard Kay said, "It was a present that slightly backfired. She did it as a tribute to Charles, and Charles wasn't terribly impressed. He thought she was showing off." And Sleep also said he believed Charles was offended at being left out. The previous year, they had actually performed a bit together. Next, we have Princess Diana's dance with Travolta. In a clip from 1985 at an event, a reporter asked John Travolta if he'd like to dance with Princess Diana, and he said he would if she would like to. And according to Today.com, John said, "At 10 o'clock that night, Nancy Reagan tapped on my shoulder and said, 'The princess, her fantasy is to dance with you. Would you dance with her tonight?'" Travolta recalled, and I said, "Well, of course. How does this work?" And she said, "Well, about midnight I'll come and get you, and then I'll lead you over to her, and then you ask her to dance." He said they danced for 15 minutes. Travolta described his dance with the princess as a storybook moment, adding, "We bowed when it was over, and she was off and I was off, and my carriage turned into a pumpkin." Queen Elizabeth II, every year when the Queen went to Balmoral, she enjoyed Scottish dancing. According to the site, the royal hosted dances for neighbors, estate, castle staff, and members of the community every year while she stayed there. And one of the dances she did there was the 8-some reel. And then next, she did a historical dance when she danced with the Ghanaian president, Kwame Nkrumah. According to My London News, the Queen and the President, Nkrumah, danced together to a version of song High Life at a ball held at the State House, Accra, Ghana. The ball was to mark the occasion of the Ghana formally leaving the Commonwealth and becoming an independent republic. The Ghanaian president was personally a Marxist and hoped to harbor closer ties with Communist bloc after leaving the Commonwealth. And during the visit, the Queen had charmed him so much that he could not deny the influence Britain would continue to have in his country. After the Queen reassured him of the close ties that would remain between the two countries, President Nkrumah said, "The winds of change blowing through Africa have become a hurricane. Whatever else is blown into the limbo of history, the personal regard and affection which we have for your majesty will remain unaffected." He managed to bring the country to independence in 1957 by passing legislation that saw Ghana become the first colony in sub-Saharan Africa after South Africa did become self-governing. The dance they did together was a foxtrot, and it was successful. Princess Margaret, she loved to dance, and there was a video back in 1962, according to the BritishHeritage.com. Princess Margaret arrived at the headquarters of the English Folk Dance and Song Society, and she could be seen sitting with Lord Snowdon and watching on as the group dancing around her. And then Princess Margaret joined in with the group and started to dance somewhat awkwardly with an older gentleman from the society. And she also danced at various balls through the years. And she had a favorite way to relax, according to HelloMagazine.com. She loved to dance to reggae music and play DJ at her place in Kensington Palace. King Charles, CheatSheet.com, had an observation on the differences between King Charles and Queen Elizabeth II and the way they danced. Body language expert Judy James compared Charles's dancing with the late Queen Elizabeth II. James said the Queen's style was more formal. Charles, on the other hand, seemed more relaxed when he dances, and he's not afraid to let go and dance for fun. The monarch doesn't mind being spontaneous, according to the expert. Although his mother, the late Queen, would often be seen enjoying dancing, her outings tended to be elegant ballroom-style dancing or Scottish reels, or even something country and western with Philip. She rarely, if ever, went into freefall, doing anything less elegant and more spontaneous, but that's exactly what Charles has always seemed to prefer. They said that Charles enjoyed being a performer and being in the spotlight. In 1978, he was in Brazil. He did an instantaneous samba dance with a dancer who asked him to dance with her during the Carnival. The dancer said he was gangly but very polite. In 1985, Prince Charles tried breakdancing. He was 37 at the time and kept up with the moves being shown by a breakdancer. He took part in a traditional Mexican clog dancing in Mexico of 2014, and he also danced during a royal tour of Fiji in 1974. So Prince Charles wasn't and isn't afraid to cut loose and have fun. Elizabeth I, according to ElizabethI.org, the Queen was fond of dancing. To keep herself fit, she would dance the difficult and demanding dance, the Galliard, every morning. The Queen also loved to dance with her courtiers, and especially fond of the volta. In this dance, the ladies elegantly jumped high in the air, although not everyone believed it was elegant, as some people thought it was disgraceful, as the women showed their knees. Robert Dudley also loved to dance, and he and Elizabeth danced as well together, and they often rode together as well. A dance was even named after him, the Leicester Dance. As she got older and could not dance as much as she used to, Elizabeth enjoyed watching her ladies dance. Elizabeth also liked to sing and repeatedly sang well. And then her father, Henry VIII, during Henry VIII's time dancing, it was a popular pastime in England. And according to TudorDynasty.com, the king, Henry VIII, was a beautiful dancer, and he often used his skills leaping like a stag to show off his strong calf muscles. He had also been reported to dance until dawn. Prince Philip, ahead of their wedding in November 1947, the Queen told author Betty Shue, who was putting together a souvenir book to mark the royal union, "We both love dancing. We have danced at Ciro's and Quaglino's as well as at parties." This love of dancing was on show repeatedly in the early years of their romance, and after their marriage, they both enjoyed the Scottish dancing at Balmoral. So it seems like the royal family has dancing in their blood. Henry VIII, his daughter Elizabeth I, and then on to Queen Elizabeth, and various members of her family love to dance. It was and is a way to break the ice, just relax and have fun. They say dancing can keep you young because it holds back the aging process. And by doing that, it benefits your heart, cardiovascular system, lung capacity, and overall well-being. It keeps you limber, too, and it certainly seems to have worked for the royal family. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and if you did, if you could give it a thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. And I also hope that everybody's been doing well, and I wish you all a good day. Tune in again soon for another episode of Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. Thank you. Bye.